And here we are. Anybody that came forward with information about the police chief's son, or that had seen him there, or the things that he was doing, or any of this stuff, they were threatened. They were getting threatened. They were being threatened by the police.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Yes, they were being threatened by the police. There were people that were scared, that knew information, very afraid, said they'd end up dead by the police if they came forward. People to this day, will give information, but they remain anonymous. They will not. They're afraid.
Right.
And now, for those of you that say, "Oh, why would you be afraid?" You don't live in New Jersey, okay? Okay? Let me tell you something. You don't live in New Jersey. I know there's some great cops, but there's also some bad ones. Right down from where I live, that whole police station were Nazis. They were true, like for real Nazis. Like they had clubs after work, and people got sick and tired of it, and I don't know who they went to, but they were busted for it. And this was only about 10 years ago, so maybe 2 years before I lived here. No, like the same year, the year that I moved in, they broke apart the police station, but they never fired them. They didn't reprimand them. They just sent them to different departments. But no, I'm telling you the truth. Yes. So also, I'm not one. I won't back down from anything. I will not. I don't care if it means my life. I do not care. I will not. And I never will. And I'm going to tell you what happened to me. I was driving on the parkway by the corrupt state police barracks out there.
Yeah. And
we were pulled over, and Deflated Pumpkin, Private Part Scratcher, was driving. I was in the car. His mom was in the car. And the cop tried to give him a ticket for running a stop sign. And he never ran a stop sign. He didn't run it. He said, no. No, I'm sorry. He pulled him over and said he didn't pay the toll. Now, you know better than to do that in New Jersey. You're going to get fined. It's big trouble. It was
$50 real fast.
Yeah, well, I think it was 50 cents. It was 50 cents. And he did pay it. And he has two witnesses in the car that he paid it. I don't get along with him, but I'm like, look, he paid it. Sarah's like, yeah, look, he paid it. So he's like, okay, fine. Then I'll just give you a ticket for running a stop sign. All he wanted to do was give a ticket because he was corrupt. That's all he wanted to do was give a ticket.
What an asshole.
Yep. So I said, you know what? You're not going to pay this. So I went to the law library. I looked up the laws and found out that in order to be given a ticket for going through a stop sign, it has to be a regulation, size stop sign. It can't be painted on the ground. It has to be a sign. So I said, here, you're going to go to court. Here's your flashcards. This is what you're to say. So first he goes, no, I'm so mad. I'm pressing perjury charges. So he goes to press perjury charges against the cop for the ticket, and they won't take the charges. So he goes to court, and I'm there, and the judge says, do you see this officer? Do you see his bars? He's an upstanding. And Larry's like, no, he's not, because he's a liar. So no, he's not. Your cop is a liar. Okay, first he tried to get me for not paying a toll, which I did. When he realized, I could pull up the cameras and prove that I paid it, and I had two witnesses that I paid it, then he goes, well, I'm just going to give you this ticket. He was just out to make a buck.
Right.
So the cop's like, you're going to be fined, whatever. And Larry's like, no, I'm not. I'm going to appeal. So now it goes to a higher court. And in the higher court, like I said, I went to the law library, and I said, Larry, this is over. The cop loses. It's over. It has to be a regulation size stop sign, and it wasn't.
Right.
So I pulled the statute for him. I pulled case law, and I wrote it down on flashcards because they won't let me speak for him. So I had flashcards in order. So he goes to court, and he goes, hold on, I got to ask her for the flashcards. I know. The judge is like, what? He's like, well, do you mind if she speaks for me? He's like, no. Is she an attorney? No.
You have to be an attorney to speak for somebody?
Yeah, in New Jersey. I think all over, but definitely in New Jersey. So so I would whisper in his ear, okay, pull out flashcard number this, read what it says. So he won the case. Now, here's where it gets bad. We're talking about how corrupt New Jersey can be. So Larry wins. The cop gets pissed. So I'm in Florida. Everybody's living in Florida. A sheriff comes pounded on the door and serves him with lawsuit papers. The cop, the bastard, has now decided to sue for loss of sex, humiliation, and embarrassment because Larry beat him in court. No lie. Hand to God. Swear to God, I can't make this up.
You do
because
that?
He said when he lost in court, his peers at work laughed at him. And that caused him embarrassment because the other cops laughed at him when he lost in court. And then his wife refused to give him sex because of it. That's the law. I swear, I saw the papers.
Well, you're wrong.
I should post them to the internet. I swear to God, and just take his name out. I should post them to the internet, like no lie. So then I'm like, oh shit. So they thought they had us by Larry's balls. But they don't know me because I'm not backing down. And I got a brain. Huh?
How the hell is that a valid
Anybody
lawsuit?
can bring any lawsuit for anything.
That's stupid.
But you don't want to tangle with me. So you don't want to do it.
He's the one that screwed up in the first place.
Lindy will tell you she remembers every bit of this.
Larry had her working on that.
I was the lawyer. I'm the one in the law library every day. I'm the one pulling case law, comparing it. I made precedent in these cases. My name is now. It was a lot of work. But see, when they want to put your back up into a wall, and I'm working too at the same time. I'm taking care of kids. I'm working. I'm doing all this at the same time. Yep. So I'm fighting a case from Florida to New Jersey, and in my little library research there at the law library, I find out you want to bring a lawsuit against me and you're in New Jersey. Well, I'm in Florida. So guess what? I had the absolute right to move it to a federal court. And I did. Which meant my federal court in Florida. So that little fucker had to travel. And the state had to pay for it. Yes. Absolutely. So I start doing all that legal work because from state court to federal court is a whole new ball game and a whole new set of rules that you have to follow for the court. You got to file certain things on time. There's depositions. So who do you think won the case?
You did.
I absolutely did. I
bet he really didn't get any sex after that.
No, he lied about it anyway. Yeah. He was no good. He was no good corrupt cop.
I remember when you got so sick of hearing him go on about that case because you worked your butt off on that.
Oh, yeah.
It was the principle.
It was principle.
Yeah.
That's what drove me. It was the principle of the matter that he lied.
Right.
He made up a total lie just to get a ticket. And you know what? He was a dick about it.
Yeah.
If he wasn't a dick, I would have just been like, fuck it, pay the fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I've done that before. I've said, fuck it, pay the fine.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. You have to weigh, is it worth it to you? Is it worth your time?
Bass River, I think Bass River or Bass River.
No,
cops.
He wasn't Bass River.
You know up there where...
They're very corrupt. They were raping women off of the parkway.
Yeah, they were bad.
They were bad. Bass River was very bad. But this wasn't a Bass River statey.
Where was this? Atlantic City? Was it the AC
probably,
Expressway? Or where? Do you remember what toll?
It was the Garden State Parkway, I think. It was on the Garden State Parkway near Ocean City. So whatever that is. But I'm just telling you. Hold on.